Great figures create history, no matter the field in which the individual's talents have become famous. Today, we will talk about one of these people.
This Olympic gold medalist for the 1976 Games. He is a six-time world champion in 5 different divisions. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the WBC Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Sugar Ray Leonard.
After defeating Tony Chiavarini and Pete Ronzani, Leonard meets with Andy Price in a WBC qualifying fight for the right to face the champion Wilfred Benitez.
All right, there with the introduction. Now, 2 things about
Andy Price promised to surprise everyone and defeat Leonard. That eventful evening of boxing saw several boxing stars in the ring. Larry Holmes defended the title against Ernie Shavers, with undercard fights featuring Roberto Duran, Wilfredo Gomez, and Jimmy Young.
then the right. The jab in, doubled up on it, and then the right.
Among all this variety of stars, Leonard managed to throw a bright but rather short performance. At the end of his first round, he brutally knocked out Andy Price at the ropes, after which he could not get to his feet for a long time.
He's given credit for hitting him with combination of punch combination. Andy Price in trouble. And Leonard with his arms up.
At the initial stage of his career, Sugar Ray Leonard won 25 victories, 15 of which were knockouts, and now he was facing a fight for a full champion title.
Club of boxing. When do you see Andy Price?
Las Vegas, USA, 1979. Wilfred Benitez versus Sugar Ray Leonard. The fight with Benitez for the WBC title was a clash of 2 boxing geniuses. For Benitez, the meeting with Leonard was his second defense of the WBC welterweight title. The Puerto Rican was undefeated and was much more experienced than Leonard, although he was 2 years younger. Benitez rarely prepared for fights for more than 2 weeks. Nevertheless, that fact did not stop him from defeating the best fighters in the super lightweight and welterweight divisions. But in the case of Leonard, the difference in physical power affected the outcome. It was the moment of truth. 2 similar fighters met at the ring, fast, talented, and trained. As Ray later remembered, in this fight, I was looking in a mirror. Sugar wisely used his advantage in arm's length. Using a powerful and irritating jab, constantly pushing to shock his opponent, Leonard managed to impede the Puerto Rican's right hand, who was forced to maintain a defensive posture. Sugar was not inferior to Benitez in speed, and his tactics for the battle were much more successful. At the end of the 3rd round, Ray knocked down his opponent with a quick left hook to the chest. From round 4, Benitez began literally copying his opponent. Most of the fight took place in the center of the ring. Leonard continued to pull the champion out with false movements, but both boxers missed a lot in their attacks. In round 6, during a mutual clash of heads, Wilfred received a bleeding cut on his forehead. In the 11th round, in an exchange of blows, Leonard shocked Benitez more than he had before. The 15th round of the battle took place head-to-head and turned out to be very brutal. 30 seconds before its completion, Wilfred Benitez was knocked down after a short finishing move. At 6 seconds before the end of the fight, the referee stopped the fight. The stop looked premature, but there was no doubt about Sugar's victory. He confidently dealt with one of the best boxers in the world, and at the time, as time will show, one of the greatest boxers of those times. Sugar Ray Leonard became the WBC World Welterweight Champion. This was followed by the defense of the title against Dave Boy Green, whom Ray knocked out in the 3rd round.
Neither fighter expects this bout to go the distance of 15.
After a brilliant mid-range combination, and again the crown left hook, which decided everything in the match. Leonard hits the right hook so that his left shoulder goes back, and a terrible left hook follows from there. The right hand acts as a reverse. It is obvious, but Leonard was able to do everything in the ring and at all distances. However, the next opponent managed to be a difficult challenger for Sugar Ray.
Davey Boy Green is out. Shades of Knoxville, Tennessee, and John Tate. This came at about 33 seconds.
Montreal, Canada, 1980. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran. Coming from a lightweight division, Roberto Duran at the time had already managed to win many welterweight victories, including a victory over ex-champion Carlos Palomino. Duran was not just a great fighter, he was a hellishly great one. At the time of the battle with Leonard, this Panamanian had more than 70 professional fights and was defeated only once, and twice had a rematch and won. Roberto was the epitome of Latin American machismo, a difficult childhood, street fighting, a ruthless, fearless, courageous, and trained fighter that was a heavy hitter. This image associated with primitive aggression was the opposite of the smart, sophisticated, and elegant Leonard. Two famous promoters, Bob Arum and Don King, co-organized this event. The fight took place on June 20th, 1980 in Montreal, Canada, the same place where Ray Leonard took Olympic gold 4 years earlier. The fight was intense and witty from the very beginning. In the starting round, Duran indicated his intentions to work close. Leonard acted in response. In the middle of the second round of the fight, Duran shocked the American with a left hook. Roberto sought to push his opponent to the ropes in order to get in front of Leonard and work with powerful strikes from both hands. And this appeared to be a successful strategy. Leonard himself was not opposed to this style of head-on fighting. In the third round, it became clear that he did not intend to box from a distance. Sugar accepted a power battle, and then the meeting was saturated with exchanges of aggression and anger, for which the fight was later nicknamed the Montreal Massacre. Ray spent most of the fight with his back on the ropes, locked in close combat. Roberto Duran won the victory by unanimous decision. On average, he struck 61 blows per round, of which 21 hit their target. And on average, Sugar struck 51 blows per round, of which 18 landed. New Orleans, USA, 1980. The rematch fight between Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. Such a fight was needed by Leonard at this stage of his career, and he welcomed and trained hard for this rematch, which was anticipated by his fans. The same could not be said about the new champion Duran, who gained a lot of extra weight during the celebration of his previous victory in his homeland of Panama. 6 months later, in November 1980, the long-awaited revenge match took place. Duran barely kept in weight and could not maintain the desired pace of the battle. Lenard, on the contrary, freed himself and began to move more on his feet, provoking the champion to attack.
We haven't seen any of that tonight, really.
Grabbing the advantage in the initial rounds, Ray began to scoff at his counterpart, using his favorite technique, moving his right hand and punching with his left. Duran was angry, but this time he could not do anything about his opponent. He did not have the time to act in response, and this was a decisive factor in Lenard's victory.
Trouble in the corner tonight is not staying glued to the ropes. You said to me before the fight today that you see Lenard is fight at long range. You see left to the head, left to the body, takes a left, right, left. Terrific hand speed of Sugar Ray. Lenard speared him, and down he goes on a slipping.
So they will bother Duran. That was a good one by Sugar Ray. It's not over yet, and he's messing around. He should be taking.
Duran is fine. Look at him. Sugar Ray is taunting Roberto Duran like Ali.
He said he would beat Duran. Good combination of them.
Suddenly. Look at that.
Good one right here by Duran.
30 seconds before the end of the 8th round, Duran refused to continue the fight, according to the referee, who told the fighters in Panamanian, "Fight." Duran responded in Spanish, but he replied, "No mas." This phrase will be forever associated with his remarkable sports career. The scandalous situation of the battle was immediately overgrown with many tales. By the way, this year a documentary was released about the confrontation, which was called No Mas. Ultimately, Sugar Ray Leonard regained the world title. Duran himself, in the ESPN documentary, said that he did not pronounce the words no mas, as if the commentator had invented it. Roberto said he suffered from digestive problems due to food he had consumed the day before. According to him, he was eager to finish the fight in the 5th round.
In the 8th round, the new champion, Sugar Ray Leonard, regains his throne. The winner, Sugar, got a microphone.
In 1981, Leonard, in an aggressive manner, defeated 3 career fighters. The first was left-hander Larry Bonds. After carrying out a successful voluntary title defense against Larry, Leonard rose in the welterweight for a fight with the unbeaten WBA champion, Ugandan boxer Ayub Kalule. Sugar was scheduled to fight the WBA welterweight champion Thomas Hearns, but Ray decided to fight first with Ayub. The 25-year-old Ray did not give the African southpaw a chance in the ring. Kalule and his team had tried to anticipate Leonard's techniques, but he surprised them by choosing to fight up close instead. Kalule pushed Sugar and alternated blows. In the 4th round, Leonard went ahead. It seemed that he was striking with every blow and eventually managed to slightly shake the opponent and give the fans a very exciting end to the round.
He went for the gamble. That could be dangerous.
The fight was intense and competitive.
What a chin Kalule's got. 15 seconds.
Doc, I noticed Leonard is carrying his hands pretty low.
I've got it 6-1-1.
Good combination by
Go
Leonard.
into his shots now.
And landing from close quarters. And would like to end it in the 9th round.
I think all those furries took a lot out of Ray there. Leonard is not talented.
In the last seconds of the exciting round 9, Ray sent Kalule to a knockdown.
But again, able to recover. Takes another hard right. Down he goes. Ayub Kalule.
He rose, but the referee decided to stop the fight. After the fight, the African admitted that he himself asked the referee to intervene. Sugar Ray Leonard became the champion in 2 weight categories. Las Vegas, USA, 1981. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas Hearns. During the time that Leonard fought twice with Duran and was rising into a new weight category, the new superstar Thomas Hearns was maturing. Under the leadership of Emmanuel Stewart, this tall boxer had become a real hitting machine. Thomas's rise to the world of professional boxing was so rapid that in just a couple of years he became the first USBA fighter to knock out the long-playing WBA champion, Jose Cuevas. 3 times he defended his title and seemed invincible. A unifying battle with Leonard was inevitable. At the end of 1981, this big fight took place. The number 1 and number 2 fighters of the rating crossed gloves in the ring. The start of the battle turned out to be difficult for our hero, and Hearns won the first round due to excellent actions with the front hand and a series of honed combinations. He had a much longer reach than Leonard, and this affected the beginning of the battle. It was important for Sugar to endure the hellish beginning in order to be able to turn the tide of the battle, which Leonard did. In the middle of the 13th round, Sugar managed to shake Hearns with a right hook. He went on to finish and sent the enemy under the ropes.
Hearns in trouble again. Leonard all over him. Leonard pounding away with combinations inside. Hearns trying to grab him. Can't do it. Hearns driven into the ropes. Leonard pounds him right through the ropes. Davy Pearl, he's not counting. He's not counting.
The referee did not consider this to be a knockdown, however.
Hearns getting up, shaking his head like he's not. A left hand scored by Leonard and a right behind it. Hearns battered around the ring, won't go down. What a flurry by Sugar Ray Leonard, and again Hearns trying to hold on, but he can't get a grip on him. A right hand by Leonard, and a left. Missing with the right as Hearns sprawls through the ropes. Davy Pearl this time counting, Gil.
But after another finishing touch from Ray, Hearns hung on the ropes, but he was saved by the bell. In round 14, Leonard, acting as a predator, continued to look for opportunities for the knockout.
There he is, back into the body again. Beautiful bust. Big right hand. Hearns staggers along the ropes.
And in the middle of the round, he found the strength and again shocked Thomas with a right uppercut. Soon after, several more punctuated blows by Ray caused the judge to stop the fight, fixing the victory by technical knockout. It should be noted that at this point, Hearns was a serious leader on the cards of all 3 judges. Sugar Ray did what only the great fighters could do, find a solution to a difficult situation and gain victory over a real welterweight monster. Ray Leonard became the absolute world champion, and his fight with Thomas Hearns was named the Fight of the Year in 1981 according to The Ring. Later in 1996, this fight would be considered 9th in the list of the greatest fights of all time. As a result, Leonard combined all the titles and became the best boxer in the world, regardless of weight category. This is the second part of our series on Sugar Ray Leonard. If you enjoyed this series, please like and subscribe so you won't miss any updates. Stay tuned.